Hi, this is Stuart Smith from the manufacturing team here at Greytech. Just a short video with some tips and tricks when sketching in Inventor. The first tip I wanted to give you was introduced in 2015, and it's a snap constraint as you're sketching. So as I begin to draw this vertical line, you'll notice it'll create a coincident constraint with the line to the left. This is something that was previously not possible. So if we wanted them to move together, we would need two dimensions or a collinear constraint. Now they're automatically created for us. Another quick tip is to use the Auto Dimension tool on the Constraint panel. It's something that's been around for a long time, but it's definitely highly underused. All we need to do is window select geometry and OK, all our dimensions are created for us. The only thing remaining for us to do is to delete anything we don't want and edit the dimensions as required. Another tip is using Control on the keyboard and right click brings up your submenu for constraints. So again, rather than moving around, we can do it at cursor level. So I can apply my constraints, Control right click to access my constraints again. Another quick tip is I want to create tangency between these two objects. So if I push and hold the Shift key, it'll enforce tangency from the departing object, and I then have to find tangency on the second object. Again, speeding up the process, meaning we don't have to place constraints afterwards. So push and hold the Shift key. Again, I need a square cut off of this angled line. If I push and hold Shift, it enforces perpendicular off of a line. So if I push and hold the Shift key, it enforces perpendicular off the departing object. Again, we could use the Auto Dimension tool to speed up the dimensioning process. Next tip is for sketch geometry, leveraging sketch geometry for the whole command. I've noticed in the past that a lot of people place points down on the screen and then they use constraints to align them. So they use vertical constraints and they use horizontal constraints. So this is really time consuming, so as a tip, really leverage your sketch geometry. Draw lines for a pitch of holes or use the rectangle command. You can leverage the points that are already in existence on these objects. All we need to do is dimension, so as I start the whole tool up, you'll notice we can select the whole command, and I've got two options. I could window select the geometry, or I can simply just click on each point. Again, speeds up the process of laying out the points that you require for the whole. Final tip is to do with deferring constraints. So sometimes you may create a sketch on a component and it will want to constrain itself to the objects you're creating. So as I draw a line, it may want to snap to, as you can see in this geometry, in this example it's trying to constrain itself to project geometry. It could potentially try and align to other geometry within the sketch. I don't want this. If I hold the Control key, it releases this. So push and hold Control and it will temporarily stop constraining itself to any other bit of geometry. And that concludes my tips and tricks for sketches.